Any of you in 90-minute blocks, or are you in 40-minute blocks? You're in those tiny short blocks that by the time the kids get there and get settled, you answer questions about the homework from yesterday and get that kid who's been out for 3 days caught up. You really have like 36 minutes to teach. So I don't want to wait for the special ed teacher to arrive to give directions. But the special ed teacher got caught in the lunchroom with an issue with a kid, a behavior problem, or she got the special ed secretary grabbed her and said, I need some time to plan this meeting. So one of the things that I do is I have a tape recorder that I just turn on when I'm giving directions. And then it's on the front table, and I get the kids moving. The special ed teacher comes in, she plugs her headphones in, she listens, or she just listens to it. And then she gets right to work helping kids, because it's very frustrating for me as a regular ed teacher to have to give directions again when I only have 36 minutes to teach this thing and have the kids working on it, so that when I'm giving directions I can give them that way. Another thing that you can do is you can, rather than having a special ed teacher teach math this block and science this block and social studies this block and then the learning center these blocks. How many of you have that happen? Special ed teacher feels like one of the kids, like, I'm so confused, I have all these things. As a team, especially in a middle school, meet and say, right now they're writing lab reports in science, and so I can really use the special ed teacher this week, every single block, to support the kids on their lab reports. And next week, when they're doing research in science or in social studies, the special ed teacher will be with the kids Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's a pretty advanced model of co-teaching and collaboration, and yet it's a model that I think is far more responsive to kids' needs. At an elementary school, it might look like the first, second grade teacher needs the special ed teacher in the morning for this week, and it requires a lot of conversation. Requires people finding time, showing up at 7:45 instead of 8:15 and taking a half an hour and meeting together. Okay? Are there questions people want to ask me about that? So look how positive co-teaching is for all of you. Look at the benefits it has for kids. That kids who formerly felt not so great about themselves, they were down in a room with one teacher and 4 kids, are suddenly feeling like they have friends. They get things modeled for them. One of the best parts about teaching for special ed teachers, they tell me, is I feel like I'm a good teacher, because a lot of times a special ed teacher has to say things 4 and 5 ways for the kids to get it. When they're talking to a typical kid, they can often say it one way and the kid gets it. Say, wow, I really am a good teacher. I thought and that I've had special ed teachers, a speech and language path, say that to me. A sense of belonging, especially in an elementary school for kids. And when teachers honor differences by giving kids multiple intelligence inventories, and they honor differences by saying, creating expert groups and letting kids with disabilities be a part of those, we end up doing really great things for kids. The other real benefit for kids is that they hear things more than one way. I see this all the time with my own children, where I say something, and I say it, and I say it, and my daughter still doesn't get it, and my son says, oh, for goodness sake, this is what Mom means, Becca. And so they're able to hear it in a new way, and special ed teachers help us do that. Special ed teachers are often the person who's really good at learning needs, and they can teach us things that we need to know about how kids best learn in alternate ways. So are there things that you would like to, yeah, question?
I just have a question. You're talking about for the example where a special ed teacher might be doing science one block